Hey everyone, Gamer here. Today I want to talk about Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabriel Zevin. The book tells the story of Sam Masur and Sadie Green, two would-be famous game developers. Sam and Sadie both known each other since they were much younger, met again in college one day. Immediately, the level of writing can already be seen through how Sam described his experience seeing Sadie after a while they haven't met. This is what time travel is. It's looking at a person, seeing them in the present and the past concurrently, and the mode of transport only worked with those one had known a significant time. As a child, these two met in a hospital because Sadie's sister got cancer and Sam's got his foot broken. They bonded over a Nintendo console, a few games of Mario, and dying of dysentery. Sadie was then asked to volunteer to befriend Sam since Sam's opened up to her. But as Sadie's grandmother says, friends are friends and charity. And so Sadie hurts Sam because he thought he's just charity work for Sadie. Sadie enjoys the process of filling the volunteer hour because it feels like a game. And she also enjoys all the praise she got from doing volunteer works. So she didn't explain it in time, even though her grandmother has warned her. This life is filled with inescapable moral compromises. We should do what we can to avoid the easy ones. So they stopped being friends for a while. Ready Player One is a badly written author self-insert novel that is quite entertaining for us since it's also a pop culture reference that makes you point at the screen and go. And in this book, not only are the main characters are game developers, but they use game also as a time period that pass in between the story. Both Sam and Sadie meet during early Mario, and they stopped being friends while Crusader King 3 was out. They met again when Chrono Trigger was out, and then Sadie broke up with his first boyfriend while Metal Gear 3 is in development before it is published as Metal Gear Solid. And it also helped tell a story about game developer on what the game they want to make is like in the story. Sam is a mixed race character, a poor Asian American who has to live with a broken foot for most of his life. He don't want his life to be defined by the things he's insecure so much that he lives by chasing after the future. But he's too busy running, at times he forgot why he was running in the first place. And just like people who live his life always trying to prove something, he has a lot of opinion. A lot of those he voices, and a lot of those are not that well thought of. And he has difficulty admitting his mistake even when it's just a mistake in opinion. Sadie is insecure also, but in a different way. She needed people to recognize her contribution, needed the praise, needed the acceptance, and it tends to make her lose self-control. Both are very complex character and very well written. Then there's Mark. Mark is the friend character. He's boring, he's predictable, but his story impacted the story in more ways than just the friend character. Once you read the books, you'll realize how much the story can only progress thanks to him. And the other side characters are also so well written. I think it's the mark of a great book where those side characters that don't appear that often, you recognize them. And the reference, beside for a timeline, also always adds something to the story or the character, or even both. The author also clearly knows about gaming culture quite well. There were a point in the book when they reference a lot of Japanese culture for their first game, like they use Hokusai, Miyazaki, Akira, Ghost in the Shell, and even Takashi Murakami, to later be interviewed by Kotaku in the future, and got called out on cultural appropriation, even when the main character is a mixed race, which is a very tone-deaf thing to do and a very Kotaku thing to do if you know Kotaku. The author also mentions some terms like ludic dissonance when the characters are making their second game, which is a term mentioned a lot in gaming, but only on very rare occasion. And she even mentioned Journey and Braid, Suikoden and Harvest Moon, which is games that unless you're gaming, you're likely to not know these titles. It is an amazing coming-of-age story that goes to adulthood. A journey from always being the youngest in the room into the oldest in the room. It is a good reminder that people that just because you're out of puberty doesn't mean you then stop growing, because most coming-of-age story does that. Sam, I think, mentioned this the best. For most of his life, Sam has found it difficult to say I love you. It was superior, he believed, to show love to those one love. But now, it seems like the easiest thing to do in the world for Sam. Why wouldn't you tell someone you love them? Once you love someone, you repeated it until they were tired of hearing it. You said it until it ceased to have meaning. Why not? Of course you goddamn did. And Sam mentioned this when he's in his 40s. This book is an amazing read for gamer and non-gamer side, but as a gamer, I'm really glad that there is a book like this that paint gamers also as people with their own set of dreams and accomplishments. What I want to say is, we have more room to grow. So I said, keep growing. We got this, gamers. That's about it.